What an honor it is to be here today. When I say here today, I mean at this point in Katja and Joya's and my life. And I mean here on this spot, which my friend Joe Takoa reminded me was where I accepted the Founder's Scrolls at this university 7 years ago. And perhaps most importantly, I mean here today where we celebrate the 18th anniversary of this university and the 40th anniversary of the State of Israel. What a unique opportunity it is for Katja and I to be here. As you know, this auditorium will bear our daughter's name, Joya Claire, who is named after Katja's mother, Joyce Goldman, and my mother, Shirley Claire Sonnenfeldt, both of whom died 8 years ago after long bouts with cancer. Katja's mother, a woman of valor, as her tombstone says, had a personal strength that few ever attain. In the 8 years she was sick, she never showed bitterness and never asked for pity and never sought sympathy. But what stands out the most about Katja's mother is the love that she had for her children and would have had for her 5 and soon to be 6 grandchildren, and how proud I know she would be of Katja here today. My mother was a different woman. If Joyce was a woman of the heart, mine was a woman of the mind. A social worker by profession, her great strength came from a different place. Even as she lay bedridden, she could always have time for a friend who needed to talk about their problems and could always guide people to make their lives more fruitful, and always offer sound advice. For my mother, moral fiber, intellectual honesty, and the meaning of one's life were the central values that she pursued. She never visited Israel, but on her deathbed she asked me to support 3 things in my life, and Israel was by far the most important. And so now comes Joya Claire, 10 months old, with roots in the heart and the mind, strong roots, and with an auditorium soon to bear her name, given in honor of her grandmothers, Joyce Goldman and Shirley Claire Sonnenfeldt. And now, if you'll all permit me to tell you something about this gift. Some of you may know that I've given a speech or two about this university, but how we have struggled to communicate in simple terms what it's about. And we've come to the conclusion that there's one word above all that it symbolizes for us our involvement with Ben-Gurion: peace. For surely this university is one of Israel's most potent weapons in its quest for peace. Although we know that today the priority is academic excellence, and there should be no question about that, the long-term impact will be the development of the Negev and the key to Israel's peaceful future. There could be no greater opportunity than for us to help build this great university and to support a future of peace and prosperity. All of us have given generously, but we can always do more. Some of you have given money, others time, energy, and intellect. And Katja and I are proud to count you as our friends. Well, we were thinking that in a couple of years, Joya will be reading. And we decided firstly to honor our family with the first 18 seats. Thank you. These seats, as she walks through the auditorium, and hopefully you with her and we with you, will be the names that on this day we wanted to remember and honor. And so we are pleased to have seats for all of Joya's first cousins, the grandchildren of her grandmothers, as well as for our sisters and brothers and our fathers. And I hope we can introduce you all to them at the opening ceremony of the auditorium. We'd like to remember Katja's grandparents and to honor our 2 living great-grandmothers, Fanny Goldman and Rose Aronoff. And certainly we couldn't forget Dr. Victor Rainiak, without whose genius Joya would not be here today. And lastly, my partner, David Fromer, and his wife, Cheryl, without whose help we would also not have the wherewithal to be here today. But you know, Katya and I feel, as I know many of you do, that we have a second family, our Ben-Gurion family, many of whom are here today. And so we've decided on this high anniversary to donate a second 18 chairs in your honor. Thank you. We sincerely wanted you to know how much your good deeds have personally inspired us and led the path down which we happily follow. Some of you we know well, others less so, but your work has been an inspiration to us. And so we are looking forward to Joya unraveling the mysteries of her infancy with these additional reflections of the day. I can't detail in the short time why each of you has meant so much to us, but we have chosen the following people, and other than saying that in some unique way each of you have formed a part of our decision to move forward with this auditorium. 17 seats are honors, and one is in memory of Aaron and Nusha, who set the example for all of us. Please allow me to read Dr. Bobby Abrams, Bob Arno, John Beck, Malcolm Chaikin, Chaya Malata, George and Irene Evans, Sidney Gelber, Sandy Goodkin, Hyman Kreitman, Bertie Lubner, Moshe Previs, Amos Richmond, George Schrute, Yosef Tekoa, and Alex Vari. And finally, Katya and I have a wish. We've been very lucky, that's obvious. Firstly, to have our success, and then to have this opportunity to involve ourselves with this great university. But you and we cannot rest on our laurels. If this gift from Katya and me, which many of you find unusual because of our age, makes just one existing or potential donor re-examine their own priorities, or re-examine how much is enough, or re-examining what the meaning of their own life is, then we will have been doubly blessed. Because we will have had the opportunity to do for you what you have done for us. Thank you very much.
How could we help finish the building, because we know it's going to cost more than $1 million. And the idea was to sell chairs. Never did I think it would lead to such an expression so soon. I have 6 grandchildren. I will join Michael and I will commit for $30,000. 9 chairs from Malata and 9 chairs from George Schrute, another. Arnold Saban, 1 in honor of your mother, wonderful. Wonderful. Malcolm Chaikin, 2 in honor of his mother and father. Susie Satowski, 10 chairs. God bless you. God bless you. 5 chairs for the 5 grandsons of the Krupps. 86 seats for $430,000. Am I right? Michael, I hope we didn't disappoint you. All right?
I'm a great believer that the Ben-Gurion University will play a major role in bringing people who are apart together scientifically and constructively. I really would like to thank you for coming, for your contribution. I was delighted to see the Sonnenfeldt family, so young and so generous, having the first child in their family and giving the first contribution to their people. You are more than welcome. And I'm sure that this auditorium, which I hope has more places than the Knesset has, because I heard the number of benches you have sold already, will serve again to reinforce and enlarge this institution. And while thanking you, I would like to ask you, please continue to devote your time, your will, your energies to the development of this part of the land, which is so important for Jewish life, to develop this university that can contribute to a world which is half desert and half developed for the benefit of so many people. Thank you.